श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय। सद्गुरु भरद्वाज महाराज की जय। श्री गुरु चरित्र चैप्टर 2। When Namadharika woke up, his dream had infused in him a determination to contact that Avaduta on the physical plane. He wondered about deeply meditating on the form we saw in his dream. At last he saw a yogi who was merciful and who transcended the dualities like joy and sorrow. Indeed, he was the same yogi who appeared in his dream. Namadharika was thrilled to see him, and the hair on his body stood up on end. With a quivering voice, he hailed the Holy One thus: Lord, you are my father, mother, protector, teacher, and dispeller of fear. Whither are you going? It is my good fortune that you have appeared to me now. Fellow human beings flock around one only in time of his prosperity and desert him in times of misery. Only the holy ones come to his rescue when he is in distress. You are my all in all, and I am disillusioned with all worldly ties. I have realized the 5 miseries that afflict the mortals. I am one Namadharika. I am desperately in search of the Sri Guru, and I am determined even to lay down my life in the search. It is not possible for everyone to dispel my deep despair. But at the very sight of you, my heart is filled with bliss. I therefore knew that only you could ward off my misery. The Siddha, the perfect one, replied, I am the disciple of Sri Guru, whose devotees are ever assured of both physical sustenance during their life and spiritual liberation. He ever abides later on the bank of river Bhima. He is beyond the reach of the 3 modes of existence, 3 gunas, and his true nature can be perceived only by yogis in their meditation. I have attained realization by the grace of Sri Guru and wander about this earth for the welfare of all beings. I am known as Siddha, the perfect one. Namadharika said, Lord, your teacher Sri Guru is indeed our ancestral deity. I have been serving him with faith and devotion. How is it that he has been throwing me in this ocean of misery? Siddha replied, My son, even when others are angry with us, the Guru ever protects us, his devotees. If indeed, as you say, you are ever to get angry with us, there is none who can protect us from his wrath. Even when an ordinary mortal of a Guru is angered, none can protect us. It looks as though you are a stranger from the Guru for such a breath in your trust. He who is doubting and faithless is never accepted by anyone as a disciple. Then who can grace him who has no faith in Sri Guru himself and who is therefore ignored by him? Namadharika asked, Lord, you have said that none can protect a man who has angered even a mortal of a teacher. Has this truth ever been confirmed in anyone's experience? Besides, how did the divine, who is beyond the threefold nature of all phenomena, manifest himself through the same? Siddha replied at length, Long ago, the non-dual Supreme Self wished to manifest himself as the many. That wish is the Lord's Maya, the divine creative power. When he was in the sleep of yogic trance, the whole cosmos was created by the power of Maya. From the navel of Lord Vishnu emanated a divine lotus. from which sprang Brahma, the creator. Knowledge of Vedas was bestowed on him by Vishnu. In accordance with the Vedic wisdom, Brahma projected the universe. He also created the natural classification of the various codes of conduct for castes, varnas, and the four stages, ashramas, of human life to suit the human beings endowed with different propensities. He also created the cycle of the four yugas or universal epochs. Of these, Krita Yuga is symbolized by the principles of truth, dispassion, wisdom, and religious sacrifice. The intricacies and details of yajna or religious sacrifice characteristics. The Treta Yuga, the third, when counted in the reverse order from the age of Kali, and which is thrice as long as the age of Kali. The Dwapara epoch is weapon wielding. Kali age has its tongue and genitals prominently displayed, signifying the preoccupations of the age. He is dirty as a ghoul. The Krita or Satya Yuga is 17,28,000 years long. The Treta is 12,96,000 years. The Dwapara is 8,64,000 years. The Kali age is 4,32 years in extent. So did the Lord ordain. Now listen to the story of the Guru, which was narrated by Brahma, the creator, to Kali, the spirit of the dark age, on the eve of its advent on earth. Kali said, Lord, how can I ever hope to enter the earthly realm of existence, which is inhabited by those who are righteous? My mind despises even on hearing of it. I am the breaker of the bridge of righteousness. I am the inspirer of grief, dispute, hate, and the fire of craving. Even my brother is even allied to lust and anger, and he is dear to me as my very life. The godless, the unrighteous, and the non-observer of religious vows are my very life. All the righteous ones in the Indian peninsula are my enemies. My very life is threatened at the sight of those who serve the Guru, the deities, righteous Brahmins, and their own parents. Even the very sight of a yogi or a sage is unbearable to me. Brahma replied, You enter the mundane life of men through their instinctive propensities for sense pleasures. The average lifespan of a human being in the Kali age is 100 years. Anyone can attain perfection at any time during his lifetime. So don't leave him, but your evil tendencies will not be able to touch those who are devoted to the Guru, God, deities, and righteous Brahmins, and especially those who are devoted to the Guru, just as water cannot moisten a lotus leaf. Even the gods cannot harm one who is devoted to the Guru. Even Kali asked him surprised, Lord, why is the Guru superior to the gods, and why is the devotee of a Guru unconquerable even for the gods? Has this truth been ever demonstrated? If so, may you narrate the incident. Brahma said, O Kali, it is impossible to acquire wisdom without a Guru. Even the gods achieve their objects through devotion to the Guru. Once upon a time there lived a sage named Vedadharma on the banks of river Godavari. He had numerous disciples, Once he wished to test their devotion and said, "My beloved disciples, I have burnt out a major portion of my previous sins through my austerity. Yet a little of it remains, and I have to patiently bear its consequences in the form of a disease and live at the holy city of Kali. Who among you is willing to attend on me during that period? He who is willing has to wash my body every day and ward off flies, as I will have to suffer from severe leprosy." All the disciples were afraid and kept silent. But one of them, by name Deepaka, came forward and said, "Oh, my Guru, no impurity should be allowed to impede you from attaining liberation. I shall willingly undergo that suffering in your stead. May you permit me to do so." "No, my son, I alone shall suffer for my sins. It cannot be taken over by my disciples. If you can, you serve me," said the Guru. Depaka assented and accompanied his Guru Vedadharma to Kasi. There the Guru was overtaken by leprosy and the disciples started serving him. The whole of the Guru's body was covered by the sores and he became blind. Also he lost all senses of propriety in his actions. Often he used to get angry with the disciple and beat him. He used to demand food and service at odd hours, and he used to trouble Deepaka if he failed to furnish the same. In his agony, the Guru often got wild and threw away the food Deepaka got by begging, saying that it was bad and demanded good food. When the disciple set out for alms, the master used to call him back, saying, "My body is covered with filth and urine, and flies will trouble me. Stupid, where do you want to go, leaving me like this?" When Depaka got ready to wash his body, the Guru prevented him, saying, "I am dying of hunger, you wicked fellow. Don't you know that you have to feed me first?" Sometimes after partaking of the food brought by his disciple, he would tenderly say, "Son, you are worn out in serving me. Lie down and sleep for a while." But by the time Deepaka fell asleep, he would yell, "You rascal, get up. How dare you sleep peacefully when I am hungry? Go and get me food." In spite of such severe testing, the disciple served him cheerfully, for he believed that his Guru was the Supreme Lord incarnate. He willingly sacrificed his sleep and food in serving his master. He believed that the washings of the Guru's feet were as holy as Ganga's water, and he never thought of anything else even for a moment. Charmed by the devotion of Deepaka, Lord Vishwanatha or Shiva of Kashi appeared before him and volunteered to offer a boon and commanded him to ask for anything he liked. Deepaka said, "Lord, what do I gain by seeking a boon for myself? I shall find out from my Guru whether he would be pleased to allow me to pray for his health," and promptly reported the matter to Vedadharma. The latter grew wild and said, "I shall work out my sins only through suffering, and I do not need any other means. Have you adopted this strategy in order to spare yourself the trouble of serving me?" The disciple returned to Lord Vishwanatha and said, "As my Guru is not willing, I do not want to ask for anything." Lord Vishwanatha went away, feigning anger. He went to Vaikunta, the celestial abode of Lord Vishnu, and told him, "There is a great sage by name Vedadharma who is ill, living under a peepal tree at Kasi. He was a great disciple by name Deepaka. I lovingly went to him to grant a boon. He who is absorbed in serving his Guru refused to ask me for anything. Lord Vishnu, longing to see him, at once appeared to Dipaka and offered to grant him a boon. When the Lord, who cannot be persuaded to appear before the devotee, even though the eightfold yoga, austerity, contemplation, religious vows, and other religious practices, said to Dipaka, O pious one, in spite of the several trials, you are faithfully serving your master, and we are much pleased with it. You ask me for anything you want. Dipaka replied, Lord, the Guru indeed is the God of the gods. Liberation is possible only through wisdom. Through wisdom, one attains mastery over deities like you. What else do I need? If you are not pleased to go away like Lord Vishwanatha, bless me that my faith in my Guru shall increase. As all other things are perishable, I shall not ask for any. Lord Vishnu said, You already have immense faith in your Guru. Therefore, I grant you the power to save those who yearn for faith and devotion through your fame. By glorifying the Guru with Vedic recitations and total surrender to him, I am ever pleased. I shall bestow my presence only on such. Even the Lord of Death cannot cause any fear to such a devotee. What else need he fear? The 8 supernatural powers serve him. There is nothing superior to it. When Lord Vishnu vanished, Dipaka reported this incident to his Guru. Vedadharma was much pleased and, placing his blessing hand on the head of his disciple, made him a master of all spiritual wisdom. It is only to proclaim the sanctity of Kasi and to test the devotion of his disciple that Vedadharma, who was skilled in spiritual wisdom and liberated while living, took on himself the ordeal of illness. A true sage has no more sins to suffer. O spirit of Kali, there are several such stories that speak of the glory of the Guru. They are indeed such as would sanctify those who recount them and their listeners. You go to the earthly plane of existence, but never cast your eye on anyone who is devoted to his Guru. As per the command of Lord Brahma, the spirit of Kali entered the earthly plane and did as he was ordered. If even a mortal of a Guru is so great, what to speak of the glory of a perfect Sadguru? Whoever serves such a Guru with true faith and devotion shall achieve the supreme object of life. The doubting, however, shall never achieve anything. Therefore, O Namadaraka, if you wish for the highest good for yourself, you seek refuge in Sri Guru, who still exists in human form, and serve him with unwavering faith. Then you shall cross the ocean of misery that is this phenomenal existence.